A Petróleos de Venezuela S.A. PDVSA oil pump jack on Lake Maracaibo in Cabimas, Zulia State, Venezuela. President Donald Trump said Monday that he will impose tariffs of 25% on any nation that purchases oil from Venezuela. Venezuela has been very hostile to the United States and the freedoms which we espouse. Therefore, any country that purchases oil and/or gas from Venezuela will be forced to pay a tariff of 25% to the United States on any trade they do with our country, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. Trump claimed, without evidence, Venezuela has purposefully and deceitfully sent criminals, including violent individuals and members of gangs like Tren de Aragua, to the United States. This news comes after reports that Trump is set to delay prior tariffs he announced, including charging 25% on imports of pharmaceuticals, cars and lumber. These tariffs were scheduled to take effect on April 2nd, the same day that Trump said he would announce reciprocal tariffs on other countries, a day he calls Liberation Day. He said on Monday that he would impose the 25% tariffs on countries that buy oil from Venezuela on the same day, adding later that it would be on top of any tariffs already in place. On Monday, markets traded significantly higher and appeared unperturbed by Trump's most recent threats. According to trade data from the Commerce Department, Venezuela was one of the top foreign suppliers of oil to the United States last year. In 2024, the United States purchased oil and gas worth $5.6 billion in total from there. This came after the Biden administration briefly lifted sanctions on Venezuelan oil in 2023. However, the Biden administration accused the country's leader, Nicolas Maduro, of failing to hold free and fair elections, which led to their reinstatement in April 2024. Chevron was granted a joint venture license to pump oil in Venezuela, so even after sanctions were reinstated, Venezuelan oil continues to enter the United States. The Treasury Department announced on Monday that the license would be extended until May 27 after Trump met with Chevron CEO Mike Wirth and other oil executives last week. The initial revocation of the license was presented by the Trump administration in part as a form of punishment for Venezuela's unwillingness to accept deported migrants, who were accused of being part of the notorious Tren de Aragua gang. Venezuela has since reached an agreement to resume repatriation flights from the United States, receiving 200 deportees on Monday. Some relatives of deportees have told CNN that their family members were not involved in any criminal activity, and there's been very little evidence presented by the administration to dispel such claims. A direct hit to China yet again. Venezuelan oil is more important to China than any other country. Venezuela produced 921,000 barrels of crude oil per day in 2024, according to data Lippo Oil Associates provided CNN. Last year, China was the most popular overseas destination for Venezuelan oil, receiving 351,000 barrels per day. Second behind China was the United States, which received 228,000 barrels per day. What do you think? Venezuela's oil shipments trail far behind America's top source, Canada, which exported 4.1 million barrels per day to the United States last year. It's not yet clear if or how the United States would be impacted by the tariffs Trump threatened if it continues to purchase Venezuelan oil, even if it comes via Chevron. The White House did not respond to CNN's request for comment. This announcement by the Trump administration appears to be one more action targeting China. Matt Smith, lead oil analyst of the Americas at Belgian analytics provider Kpler, told CNN. Trump has already enacted 20% tariffs across all Chinese goods entering the United States, with steel and aluminum imports facing an additional 25% tariff. Due to the additive nature of the threatened tariff, China's continued purchase of Venezuelan oil would result in a 25% tariff on Chinese imports, a 45% tariff on American imports, and a 70% tax on steel and aluminum.